Hello, everyone. Uh, I don't know if hell is freezing over, but it's getting pretty cold there. We are going to have a one-off game. Something I don't usually do is one-off games, and something else I definitely don't usually do is play APA. But that's what we have here. And old this is monologue hit. No OBS, no nothing. And this is straight out old-fashioned score sheet, all that good stuff, no frills. These are the original 1976 cards. There were only 20 players per team. I did manage to have enough for a starting lineup. Got a few guys on the bench, a couple guys in the bullpen. Don't have the total as played, but hey, do what we can do. Pittsburgh Pirates, Philadelphia Phillies. This was not opening day because I did not have the player I needed, one of the players I needed for opening day. So I took the second game of the season between the Pirates and the Phillies. Plus, I think it's a better pitching matchup. It's Steve Carlton against Bruce Keyson. So looking at the Pittsburgh lineup, they come in as a fielding column number 3, and for Philadelphia, they come in fielding column 2. They were helped by their middle infield. Schmidt, Boa, and Cash all came in very, very heavy, especially with Maddox and Boone. They're a little weak on the corners with Luzinski, Allen, and Johnstone, but up the middle, they are strong. Bruce Keyson is a B-rated pitcher with a Z grade. Carlton, a B-grade pitcher with an X and a Z. And I'm documenting this as being played on and recorded on February 26, 2026. Not sure when it's going to show, but I'm recording on Thursday afternoon, almost Thursday evening, not quite. And we'll just see what happens. We're using our old-fashioned shaker because what I learned from Tabletop Earl a long time ago is if you're going to play APA, you use the shaker. You don't use any kind of a dice tower. You don't use a Yahtzee thing. You use the original official Yahtzee, APA shaker. So there you go. Okay, so we don't need the pitcher card because the pitcher card the only information we have that we need from the pitcher card is already right here. So we're just going to put the batter cards right here. If you want to put Carlton over here, you can, just so you can see his card. But all these numbers here are his batting cards, or his batting numbers. So not really worth seeing that. So Rennie Stennett will lead things off. And what I'm going to do, I got my dice tower, but I'm going to roll the dice tray into the dice tower, turn the dice tower around to give me a backstop here. So that's a backstop for the dice. So we're underway from Philly. And what do you know? Roll a double the first roll. And we get a 0. So that means we take us to our second number. We get a 41, and that's an 8. And Carlton is a B-grade pitcher as an 8. B-grade pitcher, base is empty, an 8, and that's a fly out to center field. But what I was told was, if I remember correctly, if you get it off the second number, it's an automatic hit. So that's going to be, I believe, it turns the pitcher into a D pitcher or something like that, so it's a single. So if I remember correctly, anytime on the secondary chart, you automatically get that hit. So that is going to be a single. Now, I am scoring this game on the pad. And let's see, I will also score it on the manual entry for Action PC because I want to keep get stats to have handy right in front of me. So, and we're using the auto steal. So if they don't have the asterisk, they don't steal. Here's Manny Sanguillen, the catcher. 23 for Sanguillen is a 26. And we're looking on the first base. Runners on first. And it is a fielding column 2 for Philadelphia. So a 26. Batter safe at first, fielder's choice 4-6 on the putout. So it's a fielder's choice 4-6. I'm not going to show the book anymore. I just did it a couple times there, but I think it's too annoying to keep doing that. So I'm just going to read it as it comes up. But it is going to be a 4-6 fielder's choice for out number 1. And that will bring up Al Oliver. Scoops, they called him. I didn't know he had a nickname of Scoops, but there you go. Center field in this game. 36. That's a 33. Fielding column 2, 33 is a pop-up to third. You have to have a K to get a strikeout. He only has the X, not the K. So it's going to be a pop-up to Schmidt for out number 2. And believe me, I feel really strange doing this. All right, here, but I know people out there like APA, so what the hell? Try to be different. This is my version of DEI, Diversion, Equity, and Inclusion, playing APA. Your Stargell, 34, 31. That is a fly ball to center field, and that will end the inning. So there you go. Top of the first is done. Philadelphia, or Pittsburgh, nothing. Philadelphia coming to bat. And leading off for the Phillies will be Mr. Dave Cash. Again, Keeson's a B pitcher with a Z. So Dave Cash, they call him AC for some reason. That's a 32. That's a 26. We're in fielding column 3 for the Pirates. 26. Oh, got to go back to bases empty. 26 bases empty is a 4-3 ground out. So he grounds out to Stennett. 1 away. 1 out. And that'll take us to Larry Boa. 44. That's an 8. But Keeson is a B-grade pitcher. And with the bases empty, a B-grade pitcher, that's a fly out to center field. It's going to take the hit away. C-grade or less, it would have been a hit. But not there. 2 down for Mike Schmidt. Michael Jack Schmidt. Says he steals second with bases empty only if we get the asterisk, which would only come on this result right there. So if and this result. So those 2 results there, 36 and 45, are going to be walks with steals of second if the bases are empty. We get a 43. That's a 29. Fielding column 3, 29 is going to be out pitcher to first. If he had an X, it'd be a strikeout, but he does not. Carlton would have struck him out, but Keeson, it's simply going to be a ground out, 1-3, to end the inning. And both teams go quietly here in the first. Again, this is no thrills, or no frills, and probably not any thrills either, but hey, what the heck? Not going to kill me, I guess. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger. Here's Richie Zisk. 15's an 8, but again, B pitcher, it's a fly to center. And after a while, even though I haven't played this game in a long, long time, certain numbers like that I can remember, like 13's always a strikeout and so forth. So here's Dave Parker, the Cobra, with Richie Hebner on deck. 14's a 30. That's a fly to left. 2 down. For the Gravedigger, Richie Hebner. .36, 33. Fielding column 2 on a 33 is a pop out to second. If he's a Y, he would strike out, but he does not have the Y. So it's just a pop out to Cash, and that's going to end the inning. So Carlton, another shutout frame. We go to the bottom of the second. Still no score. Due up for the Phillies, it'll be the Bull, Greg Luzinski. .43 for Luzinski, 29, and that is a ground out pitcher to first. Again, he doesn't have the X, so there's no strikeout there. So just like the first inning ended, this inning begins. 1-3 ground out. That'll bring up Dick Allen, or Richie Allen, whatever you want to call him. They call him Crash for some reason. He's from Wampum, Pennsylvania, wherever that is. 31 is a 9, and he's a B-grade pitcher with a 9. See if that falls in for a hit or not. And it does. It's a single pass short. Would have had to be an A-grade pitcher to stop that hit. So as it is, Dick Allen, a 1-out single. Allen's at first. 1 down for the jokester. They call him the Moon Man, Jay Johnstone. 12 is a 25. We go to fielding column 1, or runner on first base, fielding column 3, and that is a 25. 25 says double play, 463. So it's a Giovanni's Tailor Shop 463 double play to end the inning. And that takes care of the fills here in the second. So we go to the top of the third. Frank Taveras leads off and Keeson to follow. 13, and that's going to be a 14, and that'll be a walk. But there's a Z there, but I believe you need a double Z to stop that. Yeah, you need double Z with nobody on base. You need a double Z to stop that. So it's going to be a walk. And there's no auto steal there. So Keeson's going to bunt. So we go to our bunt chart. Sacrifice bunt chart. Run on first base. Roll our 2 D6s and see what happens. We get a 65 on Keeson. That's a 35. 35 is a double play. Runner out at second, batter out at first. It's going to go catcher to pitcher. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm sorry. It's going to go catcher. This doesn't make any sense. Hold on. I'm looking at the chart right here under a 35, and it says with runner on first, it says double play, runner out at second, batter out at first. Catcher to shortstop. Second doesn't make any sense. Oh, I guess he was second baseman would have been charging, I guess, with the bunt. So, all right, we'll call it that. It doesn't matter. We'll call it that anyway. It's a double play, and it's going to be 2 to 6 here, and then 6 to 4 double play. So 2 quick outs. Haven't scored one like that before, but there you go. Ground ball double play to the catcher. Right, first of all, I need to give Taveras the walk. I forgot to give that to him on the thing here. Now the double play will come up. Ground ball double play, catcher to shortstop. Two to 6 there, and then 6 to 4 there. 263 is what they fixed. So it's really 2-6. I'm going to call it 263. It makes more sense that way. So 2 quick outs for Rennie Stennett. Oops. Two quick outs. Rennie Stennett, base is empty. Whoa, 66 is a 0. So we're going to the second column. 24. That's a 6. And I believe a 6 with a B grade pitcher is probably a double, but I'll double check it. Pardon the pun. Get to the bases empty tab. B and a 6 is a double, so it will be a double. So the double play really hurt him there, unable to get that bunt down. So Stennett will double. He hits a 2-out double. So he's in scoring position for Manny Sanguillen. And 11, that's a 0. That'll score a run now. 54, and that's a 6. That's back-to-back doubles. Because I'm assuming with the runner on second, you're in the same boat. Yep, double left center field, runner scores. So back-to-back doubles. And the Pirates take a 1-0 lead. One to nothing, Pittsburgh. Manny Sanguillen, the RBI double. And that will bring up Al Oliver. 44, more doubles. Double your pleasure. That's a 7. So a 7 with the runner at second base and a B-grade pitcher. It says single to right, runner scores. So it's a base hit with the run scoring. 2-0 Pirates. And Carlton getting done in by these doubles. And that'll bring up Pops, Willie Stargell. Why they call him Gentle Ben, I don't know. Don't know if that has anything to do with that show Grizzly Adams or not. But it's the only Gentle Ben I've ever heard of. And more doubles. An 11, that's a 5 with a runner at first base. And a B-grade pitcher. A 5 is a home run over the right center field fence. I'll show it in the book. A 5 is a home run over the right center field fence on a B-grade pitcher. The runner on first. It's a home run for Willie Stargell. It is now 4-0 Pirates. They have exploded. Even after the double play, there were 2 outs, bases empty, and now they've exploded for a 4-0 lead. 4-0 lead. And Mr. Carlton is like, what the hell is going on? Send me back to payoff pitch in my 1972 replay instead of this mess. Here's Zisk. He's getting doubled up big time. 14, that's a 30 fly to left in the inning. But an 4-score Abraham Lincoln inning takes care of that. We go to the bottom half of the third. It is 4-0 in favor of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Phillies have their work cut out for them now. Gary Maddox is going to lead off. 66. Here comes the troubles again. 24, and that's a 6, so that's a double. We've already seen it on B-grade pitchers. That's a double. So all of a sudden, the offense is starting to perk up here with all these doubles that I'm rolling. Here's Bob Boone. 52, that's a 27. So runner on second base, fielding column number 3, and a 27. That's going to be out at first, runner holds. So it's a 5-3 ground out with the runner holding. 1 away. And that'll take us to Steve Carlton. He hit .217 on the 1976 season, so it's not a bad hitter for a pitcher. And he gets doubles. What do you know? 55's an 8, but the B-grade pitcher is going to, well, I don't know, run on second. That might change it. B-grade pitcher and an 8, it says out at first, runner to third. So he's out at first. It's going to go pitcher to first. Taking third is going to be Maddox. So with 2 outs, Maddox is now at third base. So the ground ball back to the mound. And taking third base is going to be Maddox. So 2 outs for Cash. 45, that's a 14. That'll be a base on balls. I think. Let me double check it. Runner on third. Does a Z stop that? Nope, doesn't stop it at all. So that puts runners on the corners with 2 outs for Larry Boa. .41, and that's a 24. So we go to our runners on the corners. Fielding column 3 and look at number 24. 24 says safe at first, fielder's choice, runner out at home. That's if they're in. If they're back, it would be a double play. So where's the ball? It goes to second. So we're just going to call it a 4-3 ground out because there's already 2 outs. Just going to say flips it to first base and be done with it because there are 2 outs. Seems to make the most sense. So we go to the 4th inning. It's 4-0 favor of the Pirates. Dave Parker back out. 36 for Parker. That's a 14. That'll be a base on balls. Not a good way to start if you're lefty. Here is Hebner. 11. That's even worse. At 0. Take us to our second column. 46. That's a 6. That should be a double. Once again, I would think, with a runner at first and a 6. Let's verify it. Runner on first. 6 is a double. Runner on third scores if he's fast or if there are 2 outs. Whereas not 2 outs, but Parker is fast, so he will score since he's a fast runner. That's a double for Hebner, and now it's 5-0 Pirates. 5-0 Pirates. Carlton getting his ass kicked in this realistic game. Here's Tavares. 32. 26 with a runner now at second base. 26. Fielding column 3. That's a 4-3 ground out with the runner going to third. So now the infield's going to have to come in with only one out. Fortunately for the Phillies, it's the pitcher, Bruce Keeson, coming up. .63, that's a 34. Runner at third now. 34. And a fielding column 3. It's a pop out to first base. So he catches a break. Would have struck out if he had a K. He doesn't. He pops it up to first, so at least that prevents a run. Keeps it 5-0. But now Rennie Stennett is up, top of the order, 2 down. He's 2 for 2, a single and a double with a run scored. 35, and that's going to be a 30 fly to left to end the inning. But it's now 5-0 Pittsburgh as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Leading off for the Phillies will be Larry Boa. I'm sorry, not Boa. It'll be Schmidt, Luzinski, and Allen. 24, that's a 13. That's a strikeout. I think that's the first strikeout of the game. Took 4 innings to get there, but he finally got a strikeout. Here's Greg Luzinski. 15, that's an 8, but the B-grade pitcher takes care of that. Fly ball to center field. 2 down. And that takes us to Dick Allen. 26, that's a 24. Go back to bases empty, fielding column number 3, and a 24 on the bases empty chart. 24 is a short to stop the first ground out. 6-3 ground out. 1-2-3 inning for Bruce Keeson. We go to the top of the fifth. It's 5-0 still Pittsburgh. Manny Sanguillen, Al Oliver, and Willie Stargell. 51, and that is an 8. And again, that's taken away by the B pitcher. So that will just be a fly to center. Go back to my bases empty chart. So 1 down. And that'll take us to Al Oliver. 24 for Oliver, 13, that's a strikeout. 2 down. And Carlton says it's amazing what you can do in this game when your opponent doesn't roll doubles. Here's Stargell. 25, that's a 9. B-grade pitcher and a 9 is going to be a base hit. Would have had to be an A-grade pitcher to stop that one. So Stargell going to get himself a 2-out single. And take it over to Richie Zisk. 23, 30, that's just a fly to left. And that'll end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the fifth. 5-0. Favor of the Bucks. John Stone back out, and he'll face Maddox and Boone. 14, and that is a 30, which is a fly to left. John Stone is out of there. Gary Maddox, the batter. 13 is a 14. That'll be a walk. 1-out walk to Maddox. Brings up Bob Boone. 56, and that's a 12. Runner on first, 12, and a fielding column number 3. Safe at first, fielder's choice. A W pitcher would issue a walk, but it's going to be a 4-6 fielder's choice. But had he been wild, that would have been a walk. As it is, they do get the lead runner. 2 down for Steve Carlton. 45, and that is a 14. Now with a Z and a runner at first, that I believe is 2 balls, and it is. Since he has a Z, that's a 2-ball count. 43 is a 29. 29 is going to be a ground out second to first. A Y pitcher would get a strikeout, but it's not the case. So it's a ground ball to second, and that will end the inning. So we go to the 6th. Still 5-0. Pittsburgh Pirates, 1976. Bicentennial year. Here's Parker. 34. 31 is a fly to center. 1 away. 30 is fly to left. 31 is fly to center. And 32 is fly to right. Pretty easy to remember those, even after all this time. Here's Hebner. 16 is a 28. Fielding column 2 on a 28 is a 6-3 ground out. So Boa will throw him out. So 2 away. And that'll send up Frank Taveras. 63 is a 31, and that's a fly to center. Ends the inning. We will go to the bottom half of the 6th. Score still 5-0. Favor of the Bucks. Top of the order for the Phillies. Cash, Boa, and Schmidt due up. 66. Go to our second column. 45. That's a 6. That'll be a double for Dave Cash. Leadoff double to Cash. And that'll take us to Larry Boa. 53, that's a 20. So we go to runner on first. I'm sorry, runner on second. Column 2. And that is a 20. That's an unusual result. Don't see that very often. 20 out at first, runner to third. Had they been fielding column number 3, it would have been an error. But they do get the runner out at first on a 4-3 ground out. Cash does take third base. So 1 away, and Cash now standing at third base. Pirate infield is back with a 5-0 lead. They want to prevent a big inning, hopefully, for them. Here's Schmidt. 64, and that's a 13. Second time Schmidt has gone down on strikes. 2 away. For the Bull, Greg Luzinski. 45, that's a 14. Let's see if that's a walk or not. With a runner at third, it might be a 2-ball count. Let's see here, 14. Nope, it says base on balls. Runner takes first. Okay, so it's going to be a walk. Puts runners on the corners with 2 outs. And turns it over now to Dick Allen. 54, 32, that's a fly to right field, and that'll end the inning. Pretty sure even on first and third, I believe 32 is pretty much universal. Yep, fly to right field. Nothing unusual there. That will end the inning. We played 6 here in Philadelphia. Still the Pirates 5, Phillies nothing. And I'm going to let the Action PC game help me with fatigue. Since these cards, the basic, you don't really have fatigue. So I'm going to go by what the Action PC as I'm putting this in, I'll see if it comes up with the pitcher being fatigued or not. Here's Keeson, 53. That's a 21. So go back to bases empty. This could be a possible error, maybe. 21. Fielding column 3. It is going to be an error on the first baseman. So it's an error on Dick Allen. And that's going to allow Keeson to reach. Error on Dick Allen. Keeson is aboard. Brings up Rennie Stennett. 41 is a 24. We go to runner on first. And a 24, fielding column 3. 24, double play. It's still going to be a double. All the double. 24 is a double play no matter what your fielding column is. It's going to be a 6-4-3. Giovanni's Tailor Shop, tailor-made double play. 6-4-3. 2 quick outs for Manny Sanguillen. .62 for Sanguillen. That's a 30. It's a fly to left, and that's going to end the inning. So we're at the 7th inning stretch. 7th inning stretch, and we're roughly about 30 minutes in. So pretty good as far as timing goes. The Action PC computer is telling me Keeson seems strong. I guess so with the 5-0 lead. He probably is. So here's John Stone. Will probably pinch hit for Carlton if it gets that far. 46, that's a 32, and that's a fly to right field. 1 away. And that'll send it to Mr. Gary Maddox. 26 is a 30. That's a fly to left. 2 down. And that brings up Bob Boone. 43, that's a 29, fielding column number 2 on a 29. And that is an out, but if the pitcher has an X, it's a strikeout. He does not have the X, so it's just going to be a pitcher to first base put out. And that'll do it for the Phillies. So we'll let Carlton pitch the 8th, and we'll pinch it for him in the bottom half of the 8th. So this will be the last inning for Carlton coming up. And he'll be facing Al Oliver, Willie Stargell, and Richie Zisk. 46, and that's a 13. That's a strikeout. Boy, it's been a long time since I rolled doubles. I can tell because the pitching has taken over now without the doubles. No doubles, no offense. Here's Stargell. 23, that's a 32. That's a fly to right. 2 down. For Richie Zisk. 52, and that's a 27. 27, fielding column 3 is a 5-3 put out. But if the pitcher has an X, it's a strikeout. Carlton has the X, so that will make that a strikeout, and that will do it for Carlton. He will be done for the day with that strikeout. And we're going to go to the box score on the computer so that I can get the pitching line for Carlton. He's going to go 8 innings, give up 7 hits, 5 runs. He walked 2, struck out 3. 5 runs all earned. Walked 2, struck out 3. And now we need a pinch hitter for the Phillies. And the pinch hitter will be Bobby Tolan. Tolan, I believe he pinch hit in this game real world. So Tolan will pinch hit here in the 8th inning. Bobby Tolan. So I need to bring him on in the computer to pinch hit for Carlton. Says that Keeson seems fine, so we're going to let him keep going if that's the case. So we get over here to Bobby Tolan. And we bring him on. Tolan, 1976, hit .261. 5 homers, 35 driven in. 46, that's a 13. He's going to strike out. So Tolan strikes out in the pinch. And now we're back to the top of the order and Dave Cash. Whoa, meant to put that in the tray. Let's re-roll that. 32, and that's going to be a 26. Fielding column 2, and that's a 4-3 putout. Or out number 2. So quickly 2 away. And that brings up Larry Boa. He's 0 for 3. 26, make him 0 for 4. That's a fly to left. And that will end the inning. We go to the 9th. Score still 5-0. And now we need a new pitcher for the Phillies. To figure out who that's going to be. Coming up for the Pirates is Parker, Hebner, and Taveras. So the Phillies will go with, for the heck of it, they'll go with Tug McGraw. So the Tugger is on. He is a B-grade pitcher with an X and a Z, very much like Carlton, exactly like Carlton, as a matter of fact. He's also 1, so that doesn't change the defense. So Tug McGraw is your pitcher. So we'll bring him on the computer. Tug McGraw. And he'll be facing Parker, Hebner, and Taveras. 45, and that's going to be a 14. That's going to be a walk for Parker. So Parker will draw the leadoff walk. That'll send up Richie Hebner. 52 for Hebner. 27, runner at first. Fielding column number 2. 27. And that is batter safe at first, fielder's choice. But an X pitcher gets a strikeout. So since he has the X, it'll be a strikeout. So Hebner down on strikes. 1 away. And that'll send up Mr. Taveras. 22. That's going to be an 8. But the B-grade pitcher with a runner on first, and 8 is out at first. Runner to second. It's a 5-3 ground out. Taking second base is Parker. On the ground ball. So 2 outs. And now we'll get a pinch hitter for Keeson. We'll go to the bench. They have with the lefty on the mound, they'll go to a righty, even though lefty-righty splits don't matter here in the here in APA. So we're going to go with Tommy Helms. So Tommy Helms will pinch hit. And then the Pirates will need a new pitcher in the 9th. So Tommy Helms pinch hits with 2 outs. And at second base is Parker. 2 outs, second base is Parker. Helms hit .276 in the 1976 season. 54, and that's a 32. That's a fly to right. And that will end the inning. So McGraw pitches 1 shutout inning, a walk and a strikeout, nothing else. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Phillies, and we'll see who the Pirate pitcher is going to be in their bullpen. And they're going to go to this guy, Kent DeColvey. So DeColvey will come on. And we'll get the numbers on Keeson. He went 8 innings. First of all, let's bring DeColvey into the game. Then I can go to the box score and get the numbers on Keeson. Keeson, 8 innings pitched, 3 hits, No runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. About as good as you're going to do. So Colby is on. He will face Schmidt, Luzinski, and Allen. Schmidt, Luzinski, and Allen facing Kent Colby. .31, and that's a 14. Colby is a Z pitcher, but you got to have, he's an A pitcher with a Y and a Z. You have to have a double Z to stop a walk with the bases empty. So Schmidt will walk to start the inning. And that's going to bring up the bull, Greg Luzinski. .55 for Luzinski is a 7, but he's an A-grade pitcher. Runner on first, A-grade pitcher, and a 7 is not going to be a single. It's going to be out at first, runner to second, 5-3 ground out. Anything other than an A-grade would have been a base hit. But it's a 5-3 ground out with Schmidt taking second base. One down for Dick Allen. 52, and that's a 27 with the runner at second now. Fielding column number 3, 27. Out at first, third to first, but a Y pitcher would get a strikeout. And DeColby is a Y pitcher, so DeColby gets the strikeout. 2 down to the last hurrah. It's going to be Jay Johnstone. Last chance for the Phillies. Johnstone 0 for 3. 35, probably, well, it's a 9. But an A-grade pitcher with a runner at second base and a 9. Again, would have been a base hit except for the A-grade pitcher takes it away. That's going to be out short to first, and there's your ball game. Pittsburgh Pirates shut out the Philadelphia Phillies by the score of 5-0. Colby goes 1 inning, gives up a walk and gets a walk and a strikeout, nothing else. So 6-3 ground out ends it. And now we'll go to the box score. Get all the totals for the Phillies, or for the Pirates rather. 5 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. For the Phillies, no runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. Carlton the loser, Keeson the winner. Of course, there's no save involved. Player of the game, probably Keeson for his 8 innings of pitching. I don't see anybody necessarily. Stargell had a home run, so that was big. He was 2 for 4 with a home run, so his home run kind of put him up 4-0 and kind of made it out of reach there. But kind of hard to overlook Keeson pitching 8 shutout innings. So I'm thinking for the player of the game, we're looking at this guy right there, Bruce Keeson. He is your player of the game. Pirates beat the Phillies by the score of 5-0. Steve Carlton taking it on the chin. But he got some bad breaks early on when we started rolling all those doubles. Last 5 innings or so, the last 5 innings are all shutout innings. Didn't see any doubles there. Weren't rolling any doubles. That's the difference in the game right there, basically. So that's going to do it from here. The Pittsburgh Pirates defeating the Philadelphia Phillies by the score of 5-0. There's the APA game, 1 for the century. There's 1 per century. This was or 1 per year maybe. This is the one for 2026. Doubt you'll see it again in 2026. But there it is to say that, just to be fair, I play other games besides Strat and History Maker and Fall Classic and Payoff Pitch. So trying to add another game to the rotation every once in a while. Like I said, it's a one-off game, which I don't usually do either, but did it here. And there it is. Phillies drop to the Pirates by the score of 5-0. And Steve Carlton not doing so well. All right, that's going to do it from here. We're at the 44-minute mark, so just under 45 minutes. We've got this game done. APA Basic, or APBA, just to annoy the APA people. And that's going to do it from here. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.